So here we are, a day after the assault on the United States Capitol. Questions certainly remain about how this could have happened and also what happens next. This is what we know as of right now. The Army says that a 7-foot non-scalable fence is being constructed. 150 additional National Guard members are maintaining a perimeter around this complex. That brings the total to roughly 300 right now. We're told there'll be 6,200 guardsmen in Washington by this weekend. And the FBI and local police are asking for help in finding those behind the violence that we saw yesterday. And U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, also Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer are among some of the members of Congress calling on President Trump to be removed from office. This after they and a number of Republican members say that he incited the violent demonstrators who stormed the Capitol yesterday. Political reporter Jack Fink gets us underway live. Talk to us about local members of Congress. I know you've communicated with at least a few.
Well, Doug, today, Democratic Congressman Mark Vesey of Fort Worth added his name to the list of lawmakers who want President Trump removed. Last night, Vesey told me he was still thinking about it. Democrats blame the president for the violence after telling his supporters earlier in the day at a rally at the White House to march to the Capitol. Democrats want Vice President Mike Pence and cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment so that they can remove the president. But some Republicans in Congress say they disagree with that because in an early morning statement, the White House said the president would leave in an orderly fashion on January 20th. But the Dallas County Democratic Party is now calling for the president to be forced out.
Trump is a dangerous man. He is either intentionally inciting people to violate the Constitution and the democratic process, or else he no longer has the mental capacity to realize what he's doing.
It's 12 days until the president is stepped down. He announced that early this morning he would step down voluntarily. So I think there's no need to go through that. I was disappointed with his rhetoric and his response to the riots, and his rhetoric prior to his response during the riots.
Republican Congresswoman from North Texas, Beth Van Dyne, said this afternoon that she agrees the president should not be removed from office. Democrats, though, say they have now started discussing impeaching the president for a second time. Doug?
And we're not done on that note. So, Jack, Texas Senator Ted Cruz today responding to calls for him to resign after he led an effort, we know, to object, of course, to the certification of the 2020 election. Today, he did speak exclusively with our news partner KTRK in Houston.
So no one should be surprised to see Democrats playing politics and to see them attacking and trying to attack strong conservative leaders. I do think it's really cynical for them to be trying to take advantage of what was a tragic event that occurred yesterday in Washington.
Senator Cruz says that his intent to object Joe Biden's electoral win was based on legality and the fight of voter fraud. He also says that he did not agree with President Trump's rhetoric that triggered that chaos that left 4 people dead yesterday afternoon. But the chair of the Dallas County Democratic Party says that Cruz's objections simply went too far.
There is no process in which one would substitute a different slate of candidates than the ones that were in fact elected by the American people. So shame on him. He knows better. He needs to step down.
The Texas Democratic Party first called on Cruz to resign yesterday, something he says emphatically that he will not do.